Tell us something about yourself and about your family.
My name is Vibhor Aggarwal. I have spent most of my childhood in Aligarh city, and my family has always been very supportive of my education. And because of that, and because of sincerity in my nature, I was able to do good. I was able to do well in academics, and that helped me to clear JEE examination, and I could get entrance to IIT Kharagpur. So after that, I did 2 years job at Wipro, and after that, I decided to resign and prepare for civil services.
Your short educational career is a very fine example of the secular practices that we have. You started off in a Christian institute, then you move into a Islamic institute, and finally you end up in a Hindu funded institute.
Okay, medical Muslim university 12th कैसे किया?
Sir, there was +2 school for boys, so there was 11th and 12th. And sir, apart from that, affiliated schools are also there who give you education till 10th class.
No, but लेकिन आपका ये जो बोर्ड था 12th के लिए,
Yes sir.
that was real Muslim university था?
Yes sir.
क्लासिकल रॉक म्यूजिक क्या है भाई?
Sir, classic rock music was mostly Western music of the 1960s to 1980s era. So in 1980s end, the rock music of that era was classified as classic rock music. And
You found Indian classical music as a rubbish, and then you opted for classical rock music, Western music, right?
No, sir, that was not the case. Sir, when I went into college, most of my friends were listening to rock music, and that is how I got introduced to rock music. And I grew, because that was a college time, I grew affinity to it, and the hobby continued.
Violence, weed or unweed, must be taboo. Who said that?
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
Have you heard of Moke Gandhi? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi?
Yes, sir.
He said that.
Okay, thanks.
And who said that who has caricatured him, Gandhiji, as a dejected sparrow? This is a noun book.
Sorry, sir, I'm not heard of it.
ये choreography captain of my hospital.
Yes, sir.
What is this choreography captain? This is not classical dancing. It is what, break dancing or folk dancing. What was the nature of dancing in which you became a leader?
Sir, choreography were not specific to any particular form of dancing, but we had to present a theme, and that theme had to be presented in 15 minutes. We could choose any style of dancing, and the theme had to be visually presentable. So it also included dramatics, it also included music, and in dancing elements, we could choose any type of music, any type of dance, which could better present the theme. So sir, in that choreography event, we presented contemporary dance.
Do you play any musical instrument?
Sir, I play guitar.
Guitar. What form of guitar? Hawaiian guitar, Spanish guitar,
Sir,
steel guitar. What guitar?
Sir, steel acoustic guitar. Steel guitar, sir.
Steel guitar.
Yes.
Do you have your personal instrument?
Yes, sir.
What, a Gibson?
Sir, cats.
Now that you have had a background of pure science, you decided to shift your track into civil services.
Yes, sir.
Why did you defy the planning of the government of India in being part of that group of students who want to reduce the data of planning that India shall have so many thousand students produced to go into the industries and make the country more prosperous industrially, and waste the government assets in promoting you as a proper properly trained engineer. And now you want to be trained as a civil servant. I see you as an escapist young youth, not picking up the challenge of putting India's map in a higher position as an industrial nation, and you want to be a clerk, superior clerk in the government of India. Because in the IAS, that is the job the government is now accepting. It is not asking them to think afresh. कहते हैं कि भाई हमारी पॉलिसी ये है, इम्प्लीमेंट करो, जाओ कुंभ मेले में जाके तंबू लगाओ। वहाँ एक IAS का नहीं है, वहाँ कम से कम 4 दर्जन IAS के लोग हैं जो ये काम कर रहे हैं, और 4 दर्जन के साथ 4 पुलिस कर्मी भी ऐसे ही हैं, दर्जन IPS के। वो बेकार है, टोटल वेस्ट ऑफ एनर्जी। आपका व्यू क्या है?
Sir, in terms of the government resources, sir, I feel that resources have not been wasted. Sir, because the aim of education is not only to impart academic qualifications, but it also introduces capability within oneself. Sir, I believe that the education which was imparted to me in college has helped me to achieve those capabilities. And sir, even achieving those capabilities was the reason that I could opt for civil services, and I could gain that confidence to prepare for civil services. So moreover, I also think that civil servants also have a very high scope of innovation, and to ensure that they are implementing the policies of the government, at the same time to ensure that these policies are implemented well. So for example, if we see the example of the collector of the previous collector of Kozhikode, he could implement the employment schemes by innovative schemes like where he offered biryani to people who could engage in building resources for the community. So there have been several examples where innovations have also been used by civil servants.
See, in the same past, there was some trouble with the portrait of Jinnah in Aligarh University.
Yes.
Can you give us some detail on that? What was that? What was the reason? Portraits was there since the inception of the university. Why it became a problem in the recent past?
So the portrait of Muhammad Ali Jinnah was present at the center, where the portrait of other alumni of Aligarh Muslim University are also present. And since Muhammad Ali Jinnah was an alumnus, so that is why Aligarh Muslim University had been putting it since that time. And sir, he had been considered as a distinguished alumnus because of his contributions to the freedom struggle, as well as him being a very historic personality. So, but however, there was an issue because Muhammad Ali Jinnah was responsible for the breakup of India and the formation of Pakistan. So there was issue by some group of people who said that it is an insult to the nation, and it is not in the benefit of the sentiments of the nation that the portrait has been put there. But sir, however, Aligarh Muslim University said that it is not supporting any such sentiments or it is not supporting the breakup of India. But the portrait is just present because Muhammad Ali Jinnah was an alumnus.
What is your opinion? Should it be there? Should it be removed? Because he was responsible for the partition of Paris. And lakhs of people were killed in the process. India was divided into 3 parts, I would like to say. So, what is your opinion? Should it be there? Should it be removed?
So while it is very much true that Muhammad Ali Jinnah was responsible for the breakup of India, and the sentiments of the people are very important in that respect. So at the same time, it is also an objective fact that Muhammad Ali Jinnah was an alumnus of Aligarh Muslim University, and Aligarh Muslim University considered him as a distinguished alumnus. So his portrait may not be a symbol of Aligarh Muslim University endorsing his actions, but only as a symbol that he was a student of Aligarh Muslim University. So I think Aligarh Muslim University can have the right to keep that portrait.
It was absurd, you know. He did a mass massacre. He cannot be exonerated from the charge to divide India. His portrait should be thrown out immediately. This is what 90% of Indians think. But that, however brilliant he may be, but he can never be exonerated from the charge that he was responsible for India's division.
Yes, I completely agree with that view. So because it should not be in any way endorsing his view. We should not be in any way considering him as an important part of our Indian history.
Aligarh is known for its law industry. What is the present status of that industry?
So the lock industry is very robust and it has an export of nearly 210 crores. And at the same time, there are more than 5,000 small industries present in Aligarh. So at the same time, the lock industry is going through some crisis. So because of the digital locks that have been coming up now and the change in technology that has been coming up with locks. And so moreover, the lock industry has a high issue of child labor and labor in very unhygienic conditions. So that is also an issue that the lock industry should be looking into.
In your hobbies part, you have written that following contemporary relations of India.
Yes.
America is withdrawing from Afghanistan. What will be the status of India after the return of America from Afghanistan?
So the withdrawal of America is certainly not a good news for India. So because India wants stability in Afghanistan and the presence of USA forces was ensuring that. So if USA forces recede without any stability in Afghanistan and without any dialogue which ensures that there will be a democratic government present after USA leaves, then it will leave a vacuum which may introduce insurgencies in that particular area, create instability, and may also cause insurgency to spill over in India.
What is our stand on international e-commerce in the World Trade Organization?
Can you please repeat the question?
What is our stand on international trade, international e-commerce trade in WTO meetings? Is negative or positive? We encourage or discourage it?
So there was a recent provision which the developed countries tried to introduce regarding e-commerce, that it should be liberalized, and said India opposed it. So because we also have a domestic industry which India needs to support, and if e-commerce is further liberalized, then there may be a disadvantage to the small and medium industries which are present. So we have also recently introduced some regulations for the e-commerce industry to ensure that. And sir, our stand has been that the priorities of developing countries should be kept in mind.
But world over, developing countries and developed countries are opposing this stand. And we fear that we will be alone there only. No one will be supporting us.
So developed countries are looking at their own national interest because they have to promote their e-commerce countries. So at the same time, we may not be alone there. So because there are other developing countries also like Bangladesh, like China, which have their own indigenous industries. And so we may create an alliance of like-minded countries within WTO to oppose any such measures which may create problems for our own domestic industries.
Okay. Answer.
Vibhor, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you are traveling and navigating from Haldia to Kutch along the sea coast, tell me the states which you will be encountering, the main language of that particular state, and what major port of that particular state. Start from Haldia.
So Haldia lies in West Bengal and the prominent language is Bengali. So then below we will move down to Odisha, and so the prominent language is Odia.
A major port?
So major port is Paradip. So below that there will be Andhra Pradesh, major language is Telugu, and sir, a major port is Visakhapatnam. So below that we will encounter Tamil Nadu. The major language is Tamil, and a major port is Ennore port. So then we will move to Kerala. Their prominent language is Malayali, and we will encounter Kochi port. So above that we will come to Karnataka. The major language is Kannada, and so we will encounter Mangalore port. So above that we will encounter Goa. So the prominent language.
Konkani.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So the prominent language is Konkani, and so I'm not able to recall the port of Goa. So we will then move to Maharashtra. There Marathi is the major language, and we will encounter the Jawaharlal Nehru port, that is an Havashima port. So then we will move to Gujarat, where the prominent language is Gujarati, and there so I am not able to recall the port of Gujarat. Sir, we have Kutch in Gujarat, and there we will stop.
It's a private port, very famous private port. Adani's port.
Adani's port, what is it?
Where is it?
So I am not aware about that.
Okay, tell me, how did Islam come to India?
There was some exchanges with Islam after it was found, when some sailors used to come to India in southern states like Kerala. So the major entry of Islam in India had been in the 12th century, when the Delhi Sultanate was established.
12th century. But Mahmud Ghazni had come before that, and there was another ruler who came to India, not this part of the country, but to Sindh. Who was that?
इस क्वेश्चन का आप जो है ना आंसर करिए, आपने अभी जो आंसर दिया वो करेक्ट नहीं है. The relationship between the people of Saudi and the people of then Western Coast goes much back in time, and in fact around Muhammad Sahab's own time there were people who were interacting with the Prophet as a political leader, and that's how they came to know that there is a country which is very rich,
Yes.
which needed to be also brought in the purview of the words of the Prophet also.
Where the first was in India?
So I am not aware about that.
Alright, okay. You just studied the
Yes,
yes.
sir.
You have been associated with the IT industry.
Yes.
What are the challenges of IT industry at the moment in India?
So one major challenge has been automation, which is threatening a large number of jobs in the IT sector. So the other is the capability of the IT sector itself, because the technologies have been changing fast, and our IT industry is currently working majorly on the existing technologies and outsourcing of technologies. So
Why have we not kept pace with technology?
Yes, sir. So there has been an issue in that aspect. We need greater software development capabilities in our IT industry.
So why didn't we do that? You are with Wipro, and Wipro today is not doing so well. Out of these four, is Wipro supposed to be at number 4?
So there are some technologies, and sir, Indian IT industry has been gaining pace in adopting those technologies. So for example, in Wipro itself, the work on artificial intelligence was getting worked on. And so moreover, I did my internship in Wipro Technology itself, and there was a project of medical devices and the indigenous software that can be used in those devices that was being worked on. So, sir, Indian IT industry is getting pace on it, but at the same time, we still lag behind many other competing
Do you
industries.
think that enough or the requisite skills are not being imparted who are IT guys while they are in their undergrad classes, that is BTech or what do you call it, BCA,
Okay, sir.
Bachelor's in Computer Applications.
Sir, I'm not aware about the other courses, sir, but the computer science courses that are present in engineering colleges have very practical applications, and they give very practical knowledge to students. So even my fellow students who were in that particular department were very happy.
You are talking about IIT Kharagpur.
Yes, sir.
Most of the engineering institutions, they are churning out students who are unemployable.
Yes.
Hey, I would make a comment, and I would like to have your reaction on that. IAS has failed this country.
So I will say that that may not be very true assessment. So IAS is not failed country. IAS has been considered as the steel backbone of this country, and IAS has helped in improving the governance of this country, as well as in ensuring that there is a right conduit between the government of India and the people, and that the policies are implemented and aspirations of the people are taken into account. And so moreover, with the changing times, the role of IAS is getting more prominent, because we have various concerns like climate change, the technological changes, etc., which are coming up, and which require some multiple competing forces to be balanced. And sir, IAS is a very good profession where people also have the experience to manage that. So sir, I will say that...
So that means IAS has not failed this country, only the politicians have failed this country.
no sir, I will also not
So
say...
nobody has failed this country. This country is doing great.
Sir, country is definitely improving.
Last question. So talking about the child labor regarding illegal law industry.
Yes.
What changes have been made in the Child Labor Act?
Sir, there was a change where the hazardous industry, number of hazardous industries had been reduced, and it was said that even the children from 14 to 18 years of age cannot work in hazardous industries anymore. Earlier they were allowed to work in some hazardous industries.
You are saying that the number of hazardous industries have reduced.
Yes.
So it's regimented to the interest of the children. पहले there saw industry थी which kind another category of hazardous industry. Today they are say about 10. So that means it is regimented to the interest of the children.
Sir, we can say that, but at the same time, children have now been barred from working in hazardous industry itself, and the age has been increased from 14 to 18. So now children will not be working in any hazardous industries.
Okay, that is one. What is the major one?
Sir, they have said that children can now work in their home industry, the industries that are
You
owned by
said
their
children
parents.
is what?
So children below the age of 14.
Earlier they were allowed to work.
Sir, earlier there was no such provision, but now they have said that any business that has been owned by their family and their home business, they can work there.
They can only help and not work.
Okay, sir.
A child below the age of 14 cannot work anywhere.
Okay.
He can only help in the family enterprise, and that too during his recess time or during holidays and when he is not studying,
Thank you for that.
and not at the cost of his learning.
Yes.
But